You're listening to the Back Porch Talk podcast. Danny and Jason had many discussions and debates on the back porch while making pivotal investment moves with assets. That's right, with trading cards. They welcome you to the back porch and right into those discussions about current sports news with a fresh and unique twist. So come on and join us. Welcome to the Back Porch Talk podcast. I'm your coach, Jason.
Your coach, Danny.
Fans, we have a show for you today. Before we get into it, y'all know what to do. Go ahead and go ahead and subscribe. First, we'll get into a little bit about these Milwaukee Brewers and then NFL preseason week 1. But first, Danny, the Milwaukee Brewers continue to be hot as fish grease. As of right now, they're 6.5 games ahead of the Chicago Cubs in the NL Central. The best team in Major League Baseball. Let me go ahead and repeat that. The best team in Major League Baseball. Danny, before we talked about having the need for the Brewers to have another bat.
Yep.
And I think they're there. I mean, I think it's been a collective effort in terms of hitting, in terms of, base running, in terms of defense. And throughout the course of these winning streaks and them just having that mojo, they've learned to win. And momentum is something else, man. Now, here's my hope. My hope is that Big Mo continues to continues to be there throughout the course of the season, man. I'm hoping they didn't peak early, but I don't think so, Danny. I don't think so. Here's the reason why. Other teams would have found out about the Brewers during these winning streaks. You know, they would have found out some weaknesses, how to pitch to certain players, the whole nine. I don't think they have that yet. The opposing teams have that yet. So we'll see. What say you, Danny, about these hot as fish grease Milwaukee Brewers?
Well, Jason, they just came off a big series against the New York Mets, off a sweep. And there were a couple games there that didn't look good. They had some timely hitting. I got to look at, too, man, some of the players like Isaac Collins, who's stepping in for Chourio, because Chourio's actually out during this winning streak. So they're doing this without Jackson Chourio. This is good for Collins because he's moved up in the order and he's, getting some experience there. Contreras is doing what he's doing. And the pitching, Quintana had a great game last night against the Pirates. Tonight is Paul Skeens against Freddie Peralta. Talk about a pitching matchup.
Man.
And if they can get through this game, this could be a trip-up game because Skeens, but the Pirates don't have. If Peralta can hold their bats down, they should be all right. But then, Jason, if you look ahead, they have two big series. Cincinnati, it's the Chicago Cubs again. So let's get through this Pirates series. Don't look ahead because that can happen. They got some big series, and if they can pull through on that, I think they're in pretty good shape. In August. We're still in August now, remember that. So teams can go on these crazy runs in September, but if they can keep these other teams at bay, because they're currently 6.5 up on the Cubs, like you mentioned, and 13 now on the Reds. Brewers got to keep it going, man.
They got to keep it going, Danny. I mean, now you said not to look ahead, but I'm sorry. I'm going to have to look ahead here a little bit. The likes of the Giants, Arizona's I think it's going to be a tough one. Arizona always is tough for some reason. Got a 4-game set with them. Toronto's going to be tough.
Yep.
Philly's going to be tough. And then you got another 3-game set with Pittsburgh, which I think will be okay. Against the Rangers, I think we'll be okay. And then against St. Louis, Angels, St. Louis again, San Diego, that'll be tough. And then the Reds. I think the Brewers are going to be okay. That series against the Cubs is going to be, I still say even if we just win, even if we lost that series, but it's a 3-2 loss.
Yeah.
Think still be okay.
Can't get swept.
Can't get no, can't get swept. And I don't think that's going to happen, man. Not unless
Mm,
major injury happens or whatever. But I think we'll be okay. Come on,
yep.
Milwaukee Brewers. Come on, Brew Crew. And Danny, right into NFL preseason where there's this was a whole lot happening. We let me just say that the Packers look absolutely terrible. There's no sugarcoating it. I looked at the game, I turned it off because I already knew what time it was. It looked terrible.
Yep.
And they got a lot of work to do, Danny. I mean, I'm talking about from the O line, D line, the offense, the wide receivers catching the ball. I don't know. I just, Golden, from what I read, actually had a decent game. I mean, he did catch a ball. He did go ahead and get a pass interference call against the Jets secondary. And so, I mean, at least he, contributed from that standpoint. But man, just so many drop passes, man. And it is shameful, man. I mean,
Yep.
I'm looking at the game and only 10 balls were caught by receivers out of 22 targets. That's bad in itself, man. That is terrible. So what it sounds like to me is the Packers just don't have a lot of faith, no confidence in the wide receiving core. And that is something that is unheard of out of the Green Bay
Yep.
offense. I would say too, Danny, keep it pushing. The other news to me was Shedeur Sanders, Cleveland Browns quarterback who started preseason game and played, in my opinion, well.
Mm-hmm.
That was against the Carolina Panthers in Charlotte, and Shedeur Sanders throws for 14 for 23, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, had a couple of runs. I mean, he commanded the field, commanded the team.
Yep.
He showcased his talents, and my understanding is, yet he's still ranked the number 4 quarterback in the Cleveland Browns. Here's the thing that I don't think is talked about enough, Danny. I'm gonna say it because that's what we do here on Back Porch Talk Podcast. The Cleveland Browns organization has an issue. In looking at this game, man, they kept showing the stands and they showed the fans and they showed all of the Shedeur Sanders jerseys, all the fans of
Mm-hmm.
Shedeur Sanders. I'm talking about the Colorado jerseys, Jackson State jerseys, and then Cleveland Brown jerseys. If Shedeur Sanders is not at least the number 2 quarterback on the depth chart, Cleveland Browns organization has an issue. And that issue is the fans know exactly what they want to do or who do they want as their QB1. So are you going to go with what you think or are you going to go with what the fans want?
Yep.
What say you, Danny, about week 1 preseason?
Well, Jason, on that topic with Shador, he came out and there's some things obviously he has to clean up, but under the circumstances, with him not playing or practicing with certain players and all that going on, I thought he had a good game. Uh, and I'm curious because they play the Eagles this week, what they're going to do. And like you mentioned, they're talking about he's 4th on the depth chart, but okay, but that doesn't tell me who's playing this week. Because I don't see Flacco playing at all in preseason. Because why would you put? I think he's the number 1, honestly. I'm not sure about Kenny Pickett's health. Dylan Gabriel, what's his status? But you got to let him run it out again and make sure, that if he is going to be your number 2, that he's comfortable. Because depending on who the Eagles put out there, I'm not sure which defense they're going to play, if it's going to be the starting defense or if it's going to be backups. But it'll be a great experience for him just to keep playing. I guess we'll see. And from the Falcons standpoint, our game was suspended due to the injury to Norris from the Lions, who is actually doing okay. It was a little scary
Mm-hmm.
when he went down, but all signs say that he should make a full recovery. So now we move on, and we have the Titans this week. And in that last game too, we didn't really play any major players. Easton Stick was the quarterback, so I don't see our team really doing much. And Mooney is still out from the receiving standpoint, so hopefully he's ready by the beginning of the season. And one thing I just want to mention, Jason, from the Packers standpoint, is Romeo Dobbs is hurt, back injury. Jaden Reed injured. You already got Christian Watson going to be on the pup.
Yep.
That's not a good start. And Jordan Love's having a procedure. It sounds like it's on his left hand.
Yeah.
So it won't affect his throwing hand, but still, that's another. That's more time away from camp. That to get that rapport with the receiver, even though half his receiving core is down. So that may play or influence the beginning of the season for Green Bay, as I see it now. But
yeah, Danny, I think with these injuries, the wide receiving core for Packers, Packers may have a slow start with a 17-game schedule. Yeah, there's another game in there, but at the same token, man, the way that the NFC North has been balling, and now you're gonna have the NFC East to ball.
Yep.
And NFC South too. I mean, you can't. I mean, yeah, Carolina lost that preseason game, but they may have something there. Tampa Bay may have something there. Falcons may have something there. I'm not relying upon the Saints this year, but it's going to be competitive. So Packers better get it together quick, fast, in a hurry.
Yeah, they open with Detroit.
Preseason week 2. It's going to be interesting. I think there's some quarterbacks who didn't play. That I'm curious if they're going to play. Like you said, Titans and Falcons are up next. The Packers and Colts are up next. Interested to see what kind of bounce back. More so, are the Packers going to be a little bit cleaner on the offensive line? All these holding calls, even in special teams, is their offense going to click? Can the receivers catch the ball? So just a lot I'm looking forward to in that one. Eagles, Browns. I'm curious to see who the Browns are going to start.
Yep.
Against the defending champions. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm curious about the Ravens, Cowboys. Just curious. I wonder what the Ravens are going to do. I'm not curious about the Cowboys. I'm curious what the Ravens are going to do. And so we'll see what happens, Danny. We shall see what happens. The Bengals Commanders, that's going to be an interesting preseason game as well. I'm looking forward to that one, just to see what the Commanders are going to do.
They better get Terry McLaurin in the camp. Sign. That's what they need to do.
That's what they need to do. That's what they need to do. Thank you for joining us at Back Porch Talk Podcast. You can also join us on Twitter by tweeting us at @back_podcast. For more information, you can go to our website, which is backporchtalkpodcast.com. You can also email us at backporchtalkpodcast@gmail.com. Again, thank you for joining us, and remember that there's enough hate in the world, so go ahead and spread a little love.